Yo, what is good, YouTube, and welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we're going to be ranking the top 5 best cards at each position here in NBA 2K24 MyTEAM right now in Season 5. Before we hop into the video, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me push towards the 25,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I upload every single day. We just hit 20K a couple days ago. I know 25K is a good ways away right now, but would love to potentially look to try to hit that by maybe the end of April. Who knows? Might be a little bit of a stretch goal, but it's plausible. So would really appreciate it if y'all do subscribe. And without further ado, I am not including any 100 overalls. I am including Galaxy Opals that are gambling only, though, because I think those cards are a lot more common than the 100 overalls. I did not include Kareem or Shaq, though, on this list. Yes, they're the 2 best centers in the game, the 2 best power forwards in the game. We get it. I didn't include them regardless. Without further ado, let's hop right into it. Let's start off at the point guard position. Number 5 is going to be Galaxy Opal Luka Doncic. I do think Luka is very good. He's a very good defensive point guard. 6'7", big player build, at 230 pounds, wide, bulky player build, which is nice. Shooting badges are great. Playmaking badges are even better. Defensively, he's also very good and big, which is nice. And then finishing wise, also capable. 94 speed, 98 3-ball, nice release. Really great, versatile defender. Like I said, and athletically, he finishes at a high level. MJ dribble style. Release, though, even on quick, is not exceptional. SIGs are good, but not great. He's got a nice Asta slide, but outside of that, the rest of his SIGs are not exceptional. He's a very good point guard, but I think there are a few better options, so I have him at number 5. Number 4 for me is going to be Sidney Moncrief. Now, if you have a Sidney Moncrief with a bunch of extra added Hall of Fame badges, like you put a bunch of Hall of Fame shooting badges on him to really boost this card up, he might be in the argument for best point guard in the game. But as he comes, he's really good, but an 83 ball and not great shooting badges isn't ideal. You really want to add Agent 3 blinders, limitless range, things like that on this card, and elevate and bailout as well as a pretty important badge. Brick wall, all of those if you can, though. But he's the best defensive point guard in the game. He's incredible defensively. He guards in the interior as well. He's got a movable enforcer, the only point guard on this list with a movable enforcer. He's super fast. He's got a great release, Kyrie dribble style, Francis size up, really great animations, and Pro 2 fade. He's an awesome card in a ton of ways. And honestly, if he had like a 93 ball and slightly better base shooting badges, he'd be right there in the discussion for best point guard in the game. I still think he's kind of in the discussion when he's badged out, to be honest. James Harden is who I have at number 3. I think this Harden card is really good, but he has flaws, I guess. They're not big flaws, but he's not huge. I guess 6'5", like I guess that's a flaw. You know what I mean? The badges are insane offensively, but defensively, he's not extraordinary, I will say. Only gold clamps, defensively just not next level great. Now, you do want to add some defensive badges if you can. If you can upgrade some Hall of Fame badges here and there, add anchor, add brick wall. That's really nice on James Harden. And offensively, he's best of the best. MJ dribble style, amazing release on very quick, really nice fade. Tough movement, great behind the back as well. He's a very good card. But I think 3 is fair because you know who came out today? Austin Reeves. This AR-15 card is as good as any. I think he's the second best point guard in the game. I think he's better than Harden because his release is also on very quick. I think as a slasher, he's not as good as Harden, but he's a little better defensively. Comes with anchor as a base card, has half clamps, half off-ball pass, not just half glove, which is really nice. Playmaking-wise, he's great. Shooting-wise, he's incredible. He's got D-Book dribble style, which is, in my opinion, better than MJ dribble style, so that's fire. Kobe escape, really good behind the back, and AR-15 release on very quick. Pro 2 fade is better than Harden's fade, in my opinion. Athletically, I think they honestly are relatively similar as finishers, and defensively, I give the edge to Austin Reeves. Overall, I think Austin Reeves is better than Harden, as crazy as that maybe sounds. I mean, honestly, you could kind of go either way. All 3 of these guys, I honestly would say are pretty interchangeable, but that is the order in which I have them right now. And then SGA, I do believe, is still number 1. Not by a humongous margin, but I do think SGA is my favorite point guard in the game. I just love the completeness of the card. He does everything on the court at a high level. He's a versatile defender, but he's great offensively as well. He's big at 6'6", the 6'11" wingspan. He's got better size than everyone on this list except for Luka. And his release is absolutely butter. His movement is very good. MJ dribble style is nice. His escape is very nice. Fade is very good. He is a top tier option in my team, and I think he's still the best point guard in the game. Honestly, the top 4 are relatively interchangeable, and I don't even have Devin Booker on this list, and he's obviously a great card as well, but I think these are the top point guards in my team right now. At the shooting guard position, the number 5 best shooting guard to me is Scottie Pippen. I really like this Pippen card. He has an elite level release. He's a great shooter and a great defender. Very athletic. Playmaking is not extraordinary, but he does have Pro Dribble Style, which gives him a good push cross and the Pro 2 Fade. This card is absolutely phenomenal, and I think he's got really good longevity as well. I think he's a card who will be able to play for a super long time because he's an incredible glue guy who just defends really well, has great size, great release, athletic. Just never going to be a primary ball handler, but definitely a really, really good card. Number 4 spot goes to Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown does not have the release that Scottie Pippen does, but Jaylen Brown I do think moves a lot better than Pippen does, which gives him more offensive versatility. Overall stats and badges on Pippen are amazing, but Jaylen Brown's are overall a bit better, I would say, in terms of completeness. And then defensively, I mean, he's phenomenal. He also has a 99 standing dunk, which is a really, really valuable attribute that I think does kind of get overlooked at times. And he really can be super, super useful on Jaylen Brown, that he does have that super high standing dunk. Overall, great card, really, really good option at shooting guard. I think number 4 is pretty fair. Number 3, Grant Hill. This collector level Grant Hill is exceedingly rare right now because very few people actually have 1,800 player cards collected. But for the people who do, he is a great collector level reward, the best collector level reward we've gotten in a long time, to be completely honest, in my team. And I think he's a great, great card with an elite release that is on very quick and Kemba escape, and defensively very versatile. Excuse me, very good. Kind of does everything you want a shooting guard to do. He's 6'8", he's got great size. He's just an absolutely elite option and has really good longevity. Now, this is really rare, but I am putting both versions of Kobe on this list. I am putting Pink Diamond and Galaxy Opal Kobe. Now, I will admit there's not a huge difference between these cards. There is a slight stat bad difference. There's a bunch of extra hoffs, but I don't think it makes that big of a deal because half the people who have Pink Diamond Kobe have a ton of extra hoffs on him anyway. The release is now on very quick instead of quick, and that's the only animation change. At the same time, they definitely are separate cards, and they came out significantly separately, so I am including them separately on this list. Obviously, the Opal is the better version, but the Pink Diamond is still incredible. The Pink Diamond is still my starting shooting guard and likely will be for a long time. It is great how much longevity that Pink Diamond Kobe has had this year, and I think he is an extraordinary option. But in my opinion, these are the top 5 shooting guards in my team right now. Now, at the small forward spot, I think Kawhi Leonard is a really, really good option who does get overlooked a lot at small forward. He's elite defensively, really, really great. Has a movable enforcer, which is a pretty important badge that a lot of wings and guards don't have. Really nice release, Hoff limitless, athletic, has a good burst, speed booster, all that type of stuff. Like, a lot to like about Kawhi. Great fade as well. He's a little slept on. I don't totally know why. Some people he could compete with the best of the best. He really can. I think he's a great card. Adam Morrison gets number 4 because he's still got that Jamal Murray behind the back. Great drag back. Really solid all-around movement on him. Every badge upgradable on him makes a difference as well. His shot creation is just at a level SIGs-wise that most cards are not at, especially at the small forward position. So that puts him pretty darn high on my list as well. At the number 3 spot, I'm going to go with Michael Beasley. Really, really good card. Admittedly, I would say he is a little bit expensive. You can't even get him anymore. He was 125,000 VC. That was the only way to get that card unless you pulled him out of packs, which was pretty garbage. He was the first of the he was the card that came out the week before the packs only, horrible gambling only stuff started. So I guess he spelled the beginning of the end. But regardless, Beasley is still a very good card, one of the best releases in the game. Defensively, he's not extraordinary. That does hold him back, but offensively, he's best of the best, especially with his release. He's amazing, that jump shot. Now, LeBron James, who gets the number 2 spot, I honestly think it's pretty distinct, too. I don't think LeBron is number 1. The number 1 spot, in my opinion, is Sean Marion, and I'm going to explain why that is right now. Just for once and for all, just so y'all can see the Sean Marion versus LeBron discourse, in my opinion, and why I think Sean is better than LeBron. So, they're both amazing cards. Don't get it twisted. I have LeBron. I don't have Sean. LeBron is a little bit faster. Shooting-wise, they're basically the same. These stat differences really don't mean much. Finishing-wise, honestly, I would say they're relatively the same as well. LeBron does get extraordinary splashing animations, and he does get really, really good defensive animations. But to be fair, so does Sean Marion. Overall, the stats I don't think are a huge difference. It's plus 52 for Braun, and 36 of it is passing vision, which does absolutely nothing. A lot of the boosts in areas and things I don't think are all that big of a deal. Now, to be fair, Sean Marion has plus 13 hustle, plus 5 shot IQ. Like, there's regardless, but I don't think the stats are all that big of a difference. Badge-wise, they're very similar. Again, I don't think there's a humongous difference. Sean Marion, slightly better defensive badge-wise, a little more versatile. LeBron, a little bit more playmaking ability, I guess. Shooting and flashing-wise, they're very similar. The thing that separates them, though, in my opinion, opinion is, number one, I think Marion's release is much better than LeBron's. Number two, Marion has well, they both have Pro 2 fade, which is very good, but I do like Marion's upper more for that fade, in my opinion. But in my opinion, I just think his release is much, much better. I think that's the biggest difference maker between the two cards, and I just don't think there's a big enough difference in any other area. Like, I don't think defensively as a slasher or anything like that, even if LeBron is like barely better because he has slightly better animations, I don't think as an overall card he's a better option than Marion. So to me, I think Marion's the better card, and I think they're both amazing, but this is what I'd go with the small forward. Now, power forward, Jaren Jackson Jr., the brand new JJJ, is at number 5 for me. If he could play make a little better, he would be higher on this list, but the inability to time burst at all holds him back for me. He's not insanely fast either, but he's got pretty good speed. He's an incredible shooter with a really good release, great defender, and a great finisher. Really, really good card who unfortunately is a little bit limited as a playmaker. Not that that's the most important thing for the power forward position, but at the top, among the best cards, it does matter, and so he only comes in at number 5 for me. Number 4 is Tyson Chandler. Really, really good card. Great defensive big, 7-footer, really butter release. Does need some shooting and playmaking badges added to upgrade the card for sure, but I really like Tyson as an overall option. I think he's a top tier power forward. Really, really great. Number 3 is going to be Moses Malone, who is really, really great for your reward card. Unfortunately, I still don't think he's top 2 at his position right now, which is disappointing, but he is at least a much better reward than Larry Bird was last season as the end reward, specialization reward, whatever you want to call it. I may get this Moses in Unlimited this season. I don't think he will wind up making my lineup by the time I get the card, but that does not mean he's not a very good option at the power forward position. At least a very, very solid reward card. At the number 2 spot, I should say, Giannis is who I have there. The thing about Giannis is that he is just so impactful as a 7-foot, switchable, versatile, lanky defender. Incredibly athletic, like 96 speed on his card. He's got his release on quick. Now, does he need shooting badges added? 100%. Do all of these other guys pretty much need shooting badges added as well? I mean, Moses and Tyson certainly do, so I don't think that's a huge issue. The release on quick is super nice. I mean, it's not incredible still, I would say, even on quick, but it's definitely better. Pro dribble style is nice. With 96 speed, his playmaking is definitely better than most power forwards, and defensively, he's just extraordinary. He's best of the best, but Miles Turner is better, honestly. Miles Turner has a better release than Giannis. He's not the playmaker that Giannis is, but defensively, he's very similar in all honesty, and his release is better. He's got Off Limitless as a base card. I just think he's a better card. Miles Turner is basically what Jaren Jackson would be if Jaren Jackson could actually play make. That's kind of, I mean, Jaren would probably be top 3 if he was a playmaking big, but since he can't play make at a high level, he is not, and he goes down to the number 5 spot, and I think Miles goes number 1. Now, center spot is starting off with Diamond Wang. Wang's best value is quite simply just that he's one of the best shooters in the game. He is absolutely knocked down, Off Limitless, amazing, incredibly butter release. Defensively, he is not extraordinary and does not have incredible speed either, but he is an extraordinary shooter, and that is enough to get him high on the list. Joel Embiid is at number 4, the Opal. Really good for sure, but I will say there are a couple bigs I like better than this Opal Embiid. Like, he's certainly not a bad card, but I don't sit here and I certainly don't get scared when I play against this Opal Embiid in Unlimited. He's not a capable playmaker, which is his biggest flaw. Kind of like with Jaren, the lack of playmaking ability does hurt the card. He does have some decent playmaking badges, sure, but no speed boost, no unpluckable, and a very low ball handle rating. And then got Off Limitless, sure, but the release is kind of hitchy. I don't love this Embiid card. I think he's good, no doubt, and I've played against people who are good with the card for sure, but I don't think he's next level great. Now, number 3, Wembanyama, mainly because he's 7'4". He's still got decent enough speed to keep up, though. Good enough defense and versatility to keep up. I understand the strength rating is low, but at 7'4", it doesn't really matter that much. It can matter on the boards and on the interior occasionally. Occasionally, he'll get drop stepped and standing dunked and stuff, but in general, Wemby, his size is still incredibly OP and one of the best attributes, one of the best things about this card. I think one of the things that really elevates him and turns him into a top tier big. It's the main thing that still really elevates him to a top tier card. Even in this year where height is not as important, being 7'4" is still really valuable, and Wemby is still one of the best options at the center spot in the game. KP is 7'3", a little smaller than Wemby, but he is stronger than Wemby as well. Has Hoff Limitless, much better release, slightly faster, although not significantly so. They do very similar things, in all honesty, on the court. I think defensively they play quite similarly. I guess KP's improved strength does help him out a bit, but Wemby is a little bit bigger with a little bigger player build. Finishing-wise, KP is actually very good, and shooting-wise, he's extraordinary. Really, really great stretch big, though. I think he's great. He's my starting center right now, and I think he's an awesome option. So he's my number 2. Number 1 is David Robinson to me. D-Rob I could have put him at number 1 at the power forward position, too, to be honest. I think he's basically Miles Turner, but slightly better. Slightly faster version of Miles Turner, basically basically half limitless, half catch, half corner specialist, half low bind speed booster. Great defensive badges and finishing badges are also exceptional. One of the most complete and versatile cards in the game. Again, unfortunately, gambling only is lame, but he's only missing a couple badges. Like he needs break starter, maybe slippery off ball, maybe open looks, and that's about it. Like he's really very, very complete and just does everything you need out of a card at a very, very high level. This is close to an in-game level power forward. He's not quite there playmaking-wise, or I guess maybe release-wise quite yet, but he's a top-tier option and will be for a long time. Power forward, center, wherever you want him. D-Rob is incredible. And that does finish out this video. So I hope y'all did enjoy. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon, and I appreciate y'all. Peace.